Good morning. Happy CPI day. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Going to be an exciting day. If you live under a rock and don't know what's going on, it's CPI day. Big day for us traders. Do we have inflation? Do we not have inflation? Comes into zeros, I mean we have no inflation? I don't know. Stay tuned to find out. But going to be a good day. Because charts are ripe for a big move. I mean, they've been just kind of chilling lately. Ready for CPI. So top one in the charts. I don't even think we have to go through the economic events today because we all know, if you didn't know, today's CPI. At 8:30 in the morning. So gonna be fun. Taking a look at the Dixie. Going on, William? Top of the morning, bro. Are you ready for CPI day? I wore my billionaire sweatshirt because today is going to make me a billionaire. Dixie. Let's take a look. Kind of just hanging out in this range here. Not really much movement out of it because we got CPI today and we got then the Fed tomorrow. So not much movement. What's going on, fam? The Filipino trader. Glad to see you in the chat. But yeah, looking at the Dixie, looking at overall structure, it's going to be interesting because we are wedging in here, getting tighter and tighter right ahead of this print, and so we're going to get a massive move one way or the other, and so we'll just have to see if it comes in hot or if it comes in cool or if it comes in line. So we'll see what happens, but the Dixie's priming for a nasty move and could be down. Look at last CPI print, November 10th, I believe it was. Look at this move on November 10th right here. This was last CPI print when we came in cool. We come in cool again. Everybody's waiting to see. Everybody's waiting to see. Are we going to confirm a second cooling print? Or is that just, you know, a one-time thing? And, you know, we're in line or hot again. So if we come in cool again, you can expect a very similar move to the Dixie, and you'll see this thing just nosedive. On the flip side, it's going to take off like a rocket ship. So we'll see what happens. Right now, it's really just getting tight and tight and tight and tighter in here ahead of CPI. Yeah, William, that's how you start the morning. We're all become billionaires. That's right. Got to manifest the day. All right. Looking at the equities today. Without even knowing what they look like right now, I could probably guess that they're not really... Oh, look at that. They're actually moving up in front of CPI. Interesting. Very interesting. So it's going to be fun to watch because we have this resistance. Excuse me. We've had this resistance that we've been respecting since the beginning of the year here, that we've just rejected in the beginning of December. We're now coming back up to retest that resistance, And we're also sitting at the right above the 200-day moving average on the daily. So, if the Dixie dives and we get a cooling off print, then there's a lot of resistance that we could bust through here and start pushing off towards 4,200. November 10th, this massive bullish day right here was last CPI. Boom. When we were cooling off. That was a 5.5% move. We cool off again, likely to get the same move. Then it'll take us right to 4,200. So we'll have to see what we get, but keep an eye on this resistance that we're running into here, this 4,050 area. Kind of expecting very similar price action to last one. So if that's the case, buys on the market look decent on a pullback and a retest of like 4,030. This area here, if we were to get like a nice 30-minute retest here, maybe pick up some buys for a higher low to continue on out of here. It's gonna be tough if you're taking any trades before CPI. As you get closer to CPI, make sure you have enough of a cushion if you're going to stay in the trade. If you're going to stay in the trade, which is totally fine because I do that often, I have to have enough of a cushion to where the volatility doesn't slip me at all. If it's pretty close to my entry point and it's still CPI is coming up, I'm just exiting the position. No need to gamble, and we'll just kind of play it after the numbers come out. So definitely something to keep in mind. So if you are looking for an anticipatory trade into CPI, remember that. Taking a look at the metals. I feel like the metals could break out today. So if you take a look, we've been wedging into this 200-day moving average. Also wedging right into this previous resistance point. If we get a weak Dixie, the print that's cooling off, this could soar really nicely. November 10th, right here, this massive day here. Let's see what percent around we're talking here. It's about 3% on gold. So that'll take us right to 1835 area. Consolidation zone right in here. So yeah, that could be a hell of a move. Looking at gold. We are maintaining these higher lows going into this morning here. Just had a nice deeper retest here. Now back at this high. Gold looks like it wants to get running here. We are now breaking through this trend line here. We had broken through, had this retest. And now it seems like it wants to get going here. So gold could be a very interesting anticipatory buy into CPI if we can get enough of a cushion again. So going to be looking for gold buys. Maybe on a retest of VWAP around 1785. Take buys for a continuation out. But we already did our retest, our deep retest here. So I don't know if I want to see another really deep retest, because then the likelihood that we have strength in the buys ahead of CPI, I mean, we're getting then closer and closer. So I wouldn't really want to see it go that deep anyway, to be honest. So we'll keep an eye on it, see if we get that, and see how price reacts in that area. Otherwise, I might just wait for CPI and do my do my collar strategy. Taking a look at oil here. Oil doesn't have much. Get rid of some of these lines. How these are. Oil typically doesn't have much reaction off of these headlines, these economic headlines. I mean, if you look back on the 10th of November, see how it reacted. Yeah, right here. Something that has, it has some volatility in it. But compared to like how the dollar tanked and the market soared, it's nothing like that, at least. So it does have some volatility. But usually doesn't dictate a directional bias. Taking a look here at oil, we were wedging down into the 70 mark, just broke out yesterday, and now we're pulling back for a retest. So on a retest, I like oil longs, especially if we can get that the Dixie weakness. So I like oil longs. Let's see. Let's draw our fibs, see what we're looking at here. Right around this previous low from this pullback of yesterday, 72.85, could be an area to keep an eye on for a buying opportunity. Right somewhere right in this zone, around 72.70 area, would be a decent area to keep an eye on for buys for oil. Because we are now in this bullish sequence since yesterday, and if we can get that weakness in the Dixie, then it looks like we get some nice buying action on oil. So we'll see. Taking a look at pound yen. Pound yen will most likely have some reaction off of this. Let's check the 10th because it is against the yen, and it kind of anything the dollar really does and like dictates what's going on in other. So yeah, I mean it had somewhat of a move here because if the dollar is dropping pretty heavy, the yen will probably catch a bid a little bit, and so you're seeing the pound yen drop here, which makes sense on the last CPI print. So maybe we see a drop in this pound yen again. We're running into this resistance point. Look at the 4 hour. Excuse me. We are running into this area of rejection dating back to October in here, and we're now sitting at this top. So it could be an interesting area to sell if we expect similar price action as last CPI, this could be a really interesting area to sell off from. Very clean range looking left, and you can get a push right back down to 167.2, which will give us around 170 pips, almost 200 pips. So going to be looking to see if we get those sells, but I don't know if I want to really anticipate this trade here. We can, and just assume that the news will like push us, but it would have to be a lower size because it's unlikely that we get a move out of this range here in front of CPI, especially because we have a lot of exhaustion down here. This is a pretty strong top for the pound yen, so we're kind of just stuck in this small range here. So unlikely that we get a move ahead of the print, and I don't know if I want to take a position and be in a position right where my entry is ahead of the print, so, or I guess into it. So probably not going to touch this one, but I expect this one to pull off today. It all depends on what kind of how consumers and investors interpret this print that we get and what we get. So we'll see. A lot could happen. Gold getting bought out of the zone here. Putting up a fight. Going on Onyx, good morning. Actually, you know, I did, but very briefly. Thing with the ES, I like longs. It's gonna be tough because we have CPI in an hour, and I don't want to be in a position that's near my entry point heading into the CPI print. However, longs look nice for this for a couple reasons. If we get a second cooling print, then I mean, look what happens on November 10th on the last print to the market when we cooled off. Look at this massive move here. This is the last cooling off CPI print. So if we cool off again, you can expect a very similar move is what I think. So if you're looking for an anticipatory trade, then I'd look for buys on a pullback, maybe to 40.30, and then a rally, a continued rally. Because if you look at the overall daily chart, we're running into this previous resistance from the new year that we just rejected in the beginning of December, and we're now running into it. We just broke through the, we're hovering around the 200-day moving average on the daily, hovering right around that. So it has a lot of resistance, but you know, it's running ahead of the print. It's going to be really interesting to see what we get. So I'd consider anticipatory longs on a pullback to VWAP or around 40.32. But if I don't have any cushion in front of CPI, then I'm not, you know, I'd probably bag it. What's going on, Mo? How do you explain this weird market? I never thought it's bullish, thought we'd sell. It just tells you chart doesn't matter sometimes. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Chart, excuse me. Chart always matters. We can still sell, but you got to remember, you know, sometimes it puts up a fight before it sells. It's not going to just make it easy on you. So, I mean, yeah, this is a lot of resistance, a very heavy resistance here. You know, I thought we'd sell from here. Sold a little bit, but it's going for another retest. You know, maybe, here's the thing is, it's not going to be picture perfect all the time. this print might send us up, and we'll grab some liquidity, and then we'll sell back down, and then we'll, retest and sell. And they'd be like, okay, yeah, that looks like sells, makes sense. Grab some liquidity, inflicted the pain. Now we're selling off. So it just, chart still matters because of the levels and how price reacted at previous points is important. Like right here was this previous neckline of the head and shoulders that we're now topping out at. Also the daily resistance here where we had a lot of selling volume come in. Right in this area here, we've had a lot of selling volume in this whole area here, right here is where we sold off pretty heavy. We sold off pretty heavy right here. We sold off decent right here. So this area, there's a reason we're selling off pretty heavy in this area. And so it's going to need a print that's cooling off. And really, in my opinion, for this thing to push through this 4100 area. And yeah, fundamentals right now are going to be more important. So you got to understand, how the consumers and how the investors interpret this new data we're getting, with how the Fed interprets it. It's a really weird market right now. I'm not gonna lie, it's a weird market. But you just got to kind of adapt and I guess kind of figure out what matters to the market right now, and then how can I trade it. But yeah, we'll see. It's a tough one. It's tough. It's always sticky going into these CPI days. When we're at very, very important levels where I'd like to see sells, but fundamentals could very well push us bullish through this. So I'm like, gonna kind of just see what happens and then maybe play with the reactionary trades and stuff. Not sure I really have an edge over the charts today because it's in 1 hour, and usually none of my trades set up yet. And if I'm taking a trade, my trades may take 30 minutes to an hour to set up still, and then CPI comes in, and then I'm sitting right at my entry point. So it seems like I'm gonna be hanging out until CPI. Yeah. Yeah. No. You're right. It's interesting, right? Let's pull that back up. PPI came in last week. There it is. Yeah. So PPI came in hot, right? Came in high, and so you think, well, shit. See, is that a precursor to the CPI to where we're gonna have another hot print, and that one print that was cooling off was just a fluke? So. Yeah, if you then looked at the markets on Friday, we had this heavy sell-off here, but we got bought right back through that. And so what does it tell you? Does that tell you that, people are still anticipating a cool print on CPI? Are people anticipating, that, this PPI print doesn't matter? Like, it's tough because sometimes you got to realize, what are consumers and what are investors, like, how are they interpreting this data? And just by looking at it, the PPI print, they just brushed right off and it went right back through those highs. So I kind of don't even think about the PPI print at this point, because you can see that the chart doesn't care about it. And what the chart doesn't care about it, that means that the consumers and the investors don't care about it either. So I'm kind of just putting that out of my head right now and trying to look just straight into CPI, because I honestly thought we would too, and it didn't have much of an effect at all. So forgetting about it now, But if you're hanging around, Mo, Mike will be on at 8 o'clock. in about 30 minutes, and he'll have a lot better insight on this stuff than I. So if you hang out for the next 30 minutes, Mike will be on. Chris, good morning, brother. USD JPY is already selling off. I wonder if there's a dollar selling off yet. Dixie's heading back down to the bottom end of this wedge here. Man, things could get spicy. Good, it's a good question, Onyx. I'm gonna defer that question to Mike when he comes on at 8. He's more, that's more of his style of trading. He does. I don't necessarily think he's going to do that, but he understands that stuff a lot more than I. I'm not going to do it personally. I don't think Mike will either, but you can talk to him at 8 o'clock when he comes on, because that's more of his specialty. But the way I trade at 8:30, I'll show you, because I know that you're newer to the channel, so you're not really sure, you don't know how I trade news events. I actually do really well with news events, and I'll show you how I trade. So let's say that this is the chart looks like this heading into the news event, and let's say it's 8:29. We're about to head in. What I do, and I usually trade gold, is I'll hop on the 15-minute chart and find the most recent, or I guess the last 15-minute candle high and low. I'll put a sell stop right here. I'll put a buy stop right here. And right below this 15 and right above this 15. And as we go on the news event, I straddle it, but I don't actually execute any positions. I just put sell limits and buy stops here. And then whichever one executes, then I ride that wave, and then I just kind of manage it that way. So I do a similar way of straddling, but a little different. I don't actually sit and buys and sells at the same time. Yeah, Mel, I agree with you. I think I completely agree with you. I think we need a good recession to get over it as well. And look, I still think it's coming. I still think it's coming myself personally, but we'll see. But I agree with you. I think it takes a lot more time. But you got to realize that if people see a print that's cool today, that's 2 in a row. The Fed may consider that impactful, and people will see, oh shit, inflation's cooling off. Yes, risk back on, you know? So yeah, although I agree with you, and I think that, you know, the print today ultimately doesn't put us in a bull market. You know, I think we have a nice push up just off of, you know, that reaction and what it tells us right now. Nick, what's going on, brother? Hope you're having a lovely morning so far. It's gonna be a fun day. ready for the CPI. Gold actually ended up flipping bullish out of this freaking zone here. Interesting. So gold could potentially have a nice run out of here ahead of CPI. So I might consider taking longs in here as we're retesting this again, because we've seen this rejection close bullish, this rejection close neutral, this rejection, which I thought was going to go bearish because I was pushing down, breaking that low, closed bullish above these wicks. So there's a lot of buying pressure around this zone here for gold. And so it could be interesting to take potential longs in here to see if we can break out ahead of CPI and get a little bit of a position before as we start rallying through. Could be fun, could be interesting. We'll see. But yeah, short term sounds like we rally the rest of the year, maybe towards 420 for the SPY. If good, yeah, exactly. You gotta right now. You gotta think kind of short term. And then I understand, I'm with you on the long-term thesis, but SPY's gapping up, market's moving up, 420, 430, yeah, 100%. I think 420, definitely an area to keep an eye on. The rates ended up closing bullish with a nice projection wick yesterday above this 359, 360 price point. So what happens here, because that could put a little cog in the wheel here. However, it does look like we're doing something we've done before. Is let me pull up the other thing. We grind our way up and then puke, right? Looking at it right now, we're grinding our way up, retesting this resistance here, and then we puke, right? So, gonna be interesting. Good, man. Everything just makes me want to go. Man, I wish there was a buying entry for the ES. It's still breaking out. I would totally buy the market ahead of this, but maybe we could buy gold ahead of this. I still think gold could be a really good entry. And maybe we get a nice push towards 1800. Because see, if we get the similar reaction, we're going like, gold's going right to 1800. Right to like 1806, these highs. And probably even farther, but I would look for an 1806 move myself. I'm actually intrigued to sell right here. Well, shit, man. I mean, looking to sell the market, huh? Short the market? I don't know. Based off of last report and what we could get on this report, it's just way too risky for me to want to just do that. But more power to you. I hope it works out for you. All right. I don't know, Mo. I'm actually going to disagree with you on that one. I personally think that if CPI comes in even just a little bit better, I think people get excited, right? I mean, that's just how I think. I mean, look, we've been people, the analysts and the banks have been predicting CPI to cool off the last few prints, and they've been completely wrong. It's been just way, way hotter. Last print, of course, it cooled off, and so the market soared. And the Fed was saying that, look, one cooling off print doesn't mean anything, but we get another one. If we get another print that cools off just a little slightly, it's like it could mean that the rate hikes are actually working its way through the system, and it's that we're actually making some progress in inflation, which I think could be a positive. The estimates, Mo, they're estimating, so the previous CPI was at 0.4%. They're estimating 0.3%. Previous core CPI came in at 0.3%. They're estimating 0.3%. CPI year over year was 7.7%. They're estimating 7.3%. I even think, to be honest, like, I really think if it comes in line, we could buy up, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. But I think if it comes in slightly hotter, even just very slightly, then market's going to sell off pretty heavy is what I'm thinking. But we'll see what Mike thinks in 15 minutes when he gets on, because I'm curious to see what his analysis on it is. And do remember, guys, tomorrow we're going to have a pop-up Vant and Rant podcast during the Fed meeting. We'll be on from like 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.-ish. So don't forget, make sure to tune into that also. Let's take a look at gold. Gold's still chilling. 15 minutes closed, 15 minutes left in this hourly candle. What even is this thing? I don't even know what this is. The heck? Polyline. What's a polyline? Huh. Interesting. All right. Oil. Looks like it wants to sell off some more. I'd really be interested in buying oil in the 72.70 area. I think that could be a really cool idea for longs. Right now, we're sitting at the open of the day, fighting that red to green area. Oh man, let's see if gold can get going here. I'd love just to see things just start going AWOL before the print. That'd be fun. There goes gold. Let's see if it can maintain this breakout here. We talked about that potential play. This whole area that it was rejecting. I want to could have been interesting to take a buy. See if we can rally out of here ahead of CPI. So let's see if we get that. That'd be cool. Just watching stuff right now. We have about 45 minutes left until the print. So if you are trading, make sure you keep an eye on the time as we get closer to the print. Gold, trying to get moving here. A 5-minute breakout on gold here. Let's see if we can get that continuation. Yeah, you're right, Mao. It does. It really looks like everyone's trying to front run this. I mean, it kind of took me back before I even looked at the ES. I was like, oh, I don't even have to look at the ES, and I bet you it's just flat line. I'm like, what the fuck, yo? Look at this thing moving already. I'm like, come on. You're right. It does feel like everyone's is trying to front run this thing. I mean, it's just insane. But we're running into this like pretty strong area of resistance. But yeah, definitely a very good point. We're already up more than 2% from yesterday's lows, which is basically what we estimated to be today's not insane move on an inline print. Sell the news. Man, wouldn't that be crazy? I don't know though. I don't know, man. The way I look at it myself, and this is just the way I'm trying to interpret it, is obviously we've had the extreme inflation where everybody just kept the last like 4 prints they were trying to predict that we were cooling off. haven't been. But then we actually cool off and we soar, right? Obviously. The Fed's like, okay, well, you know, this is one print, doesn't really mean much, but let's see if we get another print. I don't know. I even feel like if we just cool off slightly, I feel like that's a positive, and the market would take that as shit. Yeah, risk on. You know, I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. So we'll see. Up 2 to 3% on a 7.2 to 7.4% was JP Morgan's estimate. Interesting, really. I don't know. See, I could see it being a lot stronger than just 2 to 3% on the 7.2, because that's beating expectations and cooling off. But I don't, you know, fuck, this is what I would expect, but who knows. Below 7 for the 10% wishful thinking move. Shit, dude. Chip prints don't mean enough. Need 3 now. Is that what they said? Is that their current update? We need 2's not enough. We need 3 prints now. Is that what they said lately? Last I heard, they said, oh, who knows, dude. Oh yeah. My apologies. Thanks for letting me know, Chris. That price yeah, honestly, when I came on, it was like normal. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I appreciate looking out for that. I don't want you to lose your hearing over that. Borderline's still at 7.1, dude. Dude, if we hit 7.1, I really feel like we're gonna tear. That's just how I feel, though. What the hell? I'd love to see that. You know, we've had people in here talking to me the last hour, and nobody could tell me that. Exactly. I was like, shit. Well, I just raised my mic volume by a lot. Now people just blew their ears out because they had to turn their volume all the way up. I'm glad nobody else could tell me that. It took Chris blowing his eardrums almost out to let me know that, bro, your volume's low as shit. You guys all suck. Dude, I would love to see that. A 7.1 rocket and then J-Pow rugs it down tomorrow. I would absolutely love to see that. That would be just so ideal for me. BRB kid to bust. Borlam, you better make it back for CPI. If you don't make it back for CPI, I'm fucking sending you to the woodshed and your kid to the woodshed. All right. Look, gold, man. It's great. Love to see it. Got 3.5 minutes left until the close of the hourly candle. Gold's rocking and rolling here. Everyone's just getting left behind. I mean, Christ, you got the ES fucking just shooting up. You got gold shooting up now. Do you have the Dixie dropping yet? Yeah, Dixie's starting to drop back down towards the lows. I mean, Everyone's just, I'm getting antsy over here, like anxious. Like everyone's out there making these trades and stuff, and they're gonna. I don't want to be left behind, you know. Very interesting. We got 2 minutes left, guys. 2 minutes. Not till the print. Not till the print. 2 minutes left to the hourly close. God, 2 minutes to the print. I'd be like shit myself. I'd love to see everything just go parabolic before the print. Then and nobody would know how to trade this fucking thing. 1.5 minutes. I wonder if Comex Open has any play today. See kind of close we get. All right. 10 seconds till we get this new fresh volume coming in with that hourly close. All right. Gold closed through these highs here. Closed into this area, this rejection area. So we'll see what happens to gold here, but gold could have a nice little poppy doppy, pumpity wumpity before the print. Should be fun. But yeah, we'll see. Oil, anything going with oil yet? Oil still hasn't hit my buy zone. Oh, the ES still rocking and rolling. Damn, dude, the ES is literally at this resistance here. It's like, ay. Oh man, 29 minutes till the print. 29 minutes to counting. Mike is here yet? No, Mike will be here any minute. I know. We're all excited to get Mike on. Yeah. Hang in there, Mo. He'll be on any minute. Alrighty. About to get him on. All right, let me pull up disc. Where'd it go? There it is. Gonna zoom. All right, guys, we are bringing mic on and transition. All right, we got mic on, guys. We're live. He's here.
What's going on, Tyler?
What's going on, Mike? Are you as pumped up as I am?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah, and just excuse me because I got a little raspy voice because I've been dealing with your cold that you managed to pass on to everybody.
I don't know what the hell I had. It was the flu or something. It fucking sucked.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But just under the weather. But anyhow, nice. You gotta. I tell you what, this is the week of the year, right? I mean, this is just a crazy week. We started off the week with futures rollover. We had the bond auction, the 10-year bond auction yesterday at 1:00, which was interesting. Led us right into, started PPI on Friday, which surprised hotter. And now we got CPI. It's finally here. I feel like it's Christmas. But actually, it's Christmas Eve, and then tomorrow's Christmas,
right.
where we got Santa Powell. That'll show up with his bag of goodies
in his Santa suit
tomorrow. And then to top things off, we're not done. I mean, we do have retail sales. That's nothing, but it's options expiration. It's quad witching. You got S&P, NASDAQ rebalances, which is way more important than options expiration from a volume standpoint. So this is just, there's just so many cross currents, and it's going to be interesting. Yesterday we saw options run, as far as we saw a lot of people lining up puts, selling some calls in preparation of today. But I wouldn't put too much stock into that, okay? Because that's typical going into a lot of people. And we talked about with our traders over the weekend. We talked about it yesterday. Monday and this morning is all about positioning for the big boys, okay? So you got all that's going on. You got positioning for the big boys. That you got rebalances. And then you got a 35-point gap up on the futures, just from the futures rollover from the December to March contract. So, a lot of the run up that you see in the futures is just 35-point elevated to me. So, with all that in play, now we're back into CPI. So you just got to be careful in this type of market. If you don't have an edge, definitely don't be trading. But this week is definitely going to set us up into the end of the year. So, Mo's in here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Baby.
we got the whole
The
gang
whole
in
gang.
there.
Wow. You guys rocking and rolling,
Dude, it's
man.
just it's gonna be interesting because I mean, what do you like? It's weird because we got the ES moving up, pretty decent already. We got things like moving in. Do you think it's like a thing where okay, where people are trying to front run this and we're going to sell the news, or like I'm not sure what the hell's going on already this morning.
Well, look, it's all gonna be about the number.
Yeah, right.
Okay, it's all gonna be. My mentor used to tell me, Mike. All the other bullshit you throw at me. It's all about the number, baby.
Yep.
And so, what's gonna happen? I mean, look again. Right now, don't put too much stock. Look, the VIX is running up, and I'm gonna show you. I mean, we've been so prepared for this as a trading group. It's just been insane. We've had a good little run, and it's because if you look at the VIX, and when we were doing our afternoon show, we showed you guys this all the time. How when the VIX gets up into this 34, 35, 36 range, this is really where all these bull market runs have occurred, or these long runs in this bear market, right? Well, we called it out here at the beginning of December. Right, VIX falling down into this 19 level kind of led us into a nice little run, and this is where all of the bear raids have come from out of this range. So, with this week happening, with PPI on Friday, all the things I mentioned that's happening this week, that's why the VIX is up. But with that though, you need to be careful. I would not be playing this with options, okay? Because the implied volatility is just really has been squeezed incredible. After tomorrow, it's going to get sucked dry, okay? And so I'd be careful. Typically people put on straddles or some flies and stuff like that. I would be careful doing that during these events, just from how far the implied volatility is squeezed and such. So I'm not, and plus, I don't know if you talked about this, Ty, but this is a unique setup. Okay, we have a CPI right before Granddaddy Powell.
That's right.
Okay, so I don't know that I expect I mean, look, we're going to get a huge move. Okay, but I don't know that I expect a huge continued run up throughout the day because we have a big market event tomorrow. I think tomorrow's where we see more of the fireworks. Now, obviously, if you get a sub 7% print, I mean, all bets are probably off.
Right.
Okay. But I don't know. I think today's move is capped or going to be capped a little bit by what we're seeing with the Fed tomorrow. Because let's face it, guys, even if the print comes in at 7%, right? Inflation, it's not coming, it's coming down, but not at the pace that the Fed needs it to come down in order to really just, stop talking all this nonsense about raising rates and stuff. So we still have a problem. We still have an inflationary problem, as we saw in the PPI print on Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick. So if we get a good print, if the market runs, Powell has to come out and hammer the market tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Has to. There's no doubt about it in my mind. He has to talk that market down tomorrow. So I think it's going to give a good trading opportunity, a good setup. Sorry, Ty.
No, yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're exactly right. Kind of what I was about to alleviate too is like today, kind of the way I was looking at it is how do I think consumers and investors will interpret the data? And I was like, well, if the data came in at 7%, you're exactly right. We're still in a big issue. We're still hot as shit, but it cools off for a second time in a row that everybody's been saying, well, this is one print that cooled off. We'll see if we get another. If it cools off again, I feel like we might get a squeeze today, but then just to grab some liquidity and then we start dumping when Powell comes out tomorrow is kind of how I was looking to interpret it. But
yeah, I mean, there's two sides to the coin, right? If it comes in hot, then Powell, I don't think it changes his speech much. But if it comes in cool, I think he needs to be hawkish. He needs to hammer down this market because they can't afford. The problem is when the market goes up, we've already seen financial conditions ease. That's not what the Fed wants to see in, when we're trying to battle down inflation. But as far as the market's concerned, I really feel that we're in this transition. So, again, we talked about it in our stream, or actually in Discord, and also in our mentor meetings yesterday, about how we've kind of seen a dislocation with the dollar, right? We've been following the dollar like, like little schoolgirls following their idol, right? Just, wherever the dollar went, we were going inverse with the market. And so we're seeing that dislocation. It started on Friday, and we've seen it all this week so far. Actually, well, yesterday, it's been one day. So be careful of that dollar narrative that we've been following. And this is one of the main tenets that we talk about in trading, right? Is relationships, and when relationships break. And what that is telling me a little bit is this market is in a transition of getting away from the inflation focus, okay? And now we're kind of transitioning to 2023 to where really I feel it's going to be a growth focus, okay? And more about what's happening with the recession. So I really think we're transitioning away from inflation, and that's something that you kind of got to keep an eye on going forward. It's definitely look, Bo, it's definitely good to have some protection in there, right? But you definitely want to protect yourself. But I'm not like going in full feet buying, except for Nvidia.
except for the chips,
right? Except for the chip war that seems to be igniting here,
right?
But that's kind of how I look at it. And so right now what we're seeing some people trying to front run the report. We're seeing some definitely shorts getting scared and covering, and that's what happens, right? Once any shorts are like little scaredy cats, man. You get the wind blows just a little bit, and they're like, "Huh, what happened?" I better get out of my short. So what you're seeing is a market that I think is transitioning. It's bearish on the growth side. It's just what we saw in the Bank of America report. Bullish on China. So that's the wild card to me, because China does seem to have finally be getting its act together. And I think it's getting bearish on the dollar. So and that's what that's where you're seeing the heavy market participants kind of rolling.
Yeah. No, exactly. And
the banks are rallying.
The banks
are rallying. So that tells me something.
Damn.
They'll look below and go yesterday. But so it's going to be interesting. I think, I'd be careful chasing the move throughout the day today, because we do have the Fed. I think that does keep a little bit of a lid on it, on what we have today. But we'll see. Yeah.
No, you're right. And I'm typically, I don't even know how to. It's gonna be a tough trader for me. Well, at least if I'm looking to trade the markets, because we're 15 minutes away, and we're already over what 2%. We're almost at 2% from, or actually we're over 2% from yesterday's lows, and so it's like usually I do this. I usually do that. Not really a straddle strategy, but where I put those buy limits and sell limits. But I don't even know how this could be a weird trader for me today. I'm trying to figure out how I want to attack today's price action.
Which Ty? Which one? Which security are you focusing on trading?
I'm definitely be trading gold. Only the main reason I'm trading gold today is because gold's really the only one. Not really the only one, but the main one that I've traded that hasn't already made a big move, or ahead of the print. Like the markets are already moving ahead of the print. The some of the currencies are already moving ahead of the print. So gold really is kind of sitting in a decent range to where I could still play my my typical news strategy. So I'm gonna be focusing on gold today. So we'll see. I don't even know how to trade the freaking market. Usually I'll try to play with the markets a little bit, but I don't even know how to trade them today. So I'll probably stay away from the markets today, the equities.
Yeah, I'll probably trade the markets.
Yeah.
I'll trade ES. We'll see. We'll get it up as we get a little bit closer.
Brent,
but
yeah.
we did. A lot of people. I see a lot of people talking about PPI being hot on Friday. Look, PPI is a forward-looking indicator, not indicator, but a measure. So because CPI is a lagging measure that we're looking at. So, for me, I don't see that because PPI was actually light coming in October, and then it was hot in November. So I don't see that correlation. What's interesting about CPI and what's interesting to me about the CPI, so we had a better than expected print in the last month. We had better than expected print last month, the October report. But if you really break down why we had that, I didn't see many people talking about this. But it's really the reason we had better expected print wasn't because inflation really was coming down. It was because of a placeholder number, which can be manipulated, right? Which is the health insurance index. So, they try to, they put in a number which they spread out through over a 12-month period. And it's, some of it's based off of spending outside of Medicare, stuff like that. But it's a plug-in number, and it dropped 4%. So the reason for the surprise in last month's CPI report was because a placeholder number, which was the medical index came down 0.5%. So I found that interesting because if you look at healthcare stocks, the ETFs, they've been kind of stronger throughout the year. And so I don't know. And the other thing people are kind of holding their hats on for the CPI number to come down is that we're going to see a drop in the rentals, right? I keep on hearing rentals, but the problem is they don't take into account how the rental portion of the CPI index is actually calculated. And I think you're not going to see a drop that you expect. So, for me, what I'm looking at, and we've been pretty spot on, maybe off one time, I forget when it was, but we've been pretty spot on with our predictions, and how we analyzed the CPI over the last 6-7 months. And to me, I'm actually looking for the core to go up a little, or at least come in line. I'm not looking for core to get better. I think core is going to be a little bit stickier. And so I think that also is going to be something, if the core stays in line or goes up a little, but you get a drop in the headline, to me, yeah, maybe you get some kind of pop, but most market participants are going to look at that and say, okay, well, is that, you're going to have to really break it down, because if you looked at the PPI, you really saw strong inflation numbers, right? You really saw, you really saw strong food increases. And what was interesting about the PPI on Friday, the automobile sector fell. You had the securities section, the brokerage industry section was up like 11%, was a big portion, which is a third of the PPI increase. So some interesting things if you really break down that PPI. But, the other thing is, if you look at where oil was and where gasoline was last month, I believe it was kind of elevated a little bit. So there's a lot of things. I'm not leaning here to an extremely light number like a lot of other people are leaning. So yeah. I am, but it makes you think. When you have a move like this, and I think you said it before in your show, Ty, we were expecting a 2.8% implied volatility move, and we already got, 2%?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I was, sorry, I was watching. I don't know what the fuck was going on for a second. I was trying to watch the dollar was tanking.
Well, dollar's fell. I know. I was watching too. The dollar fell off. We got all kind of shenanigans going on in this market. And look at the VIX.
Dude.
So you're already getting the VIX sucked out. And this is the problem with CPI. This is the problem with playing this by options, right? If you're playing it by options, you're getting I'd be careful because I don't think you're gonna make money playing this by options.
Yeah.
So, and of course, you would have already had to play those options by now. But I just think that now you could today, you could get the applied volatility hold up because we do have an event tomorrow. So that may be one thing in your favor, but I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of playing with options today.
Yeah. I hear you. Oh man, we got about 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes left. So watching Comex open, not do anything. So, I was talking about oil. Oil could be interesting buys into this because oil typically doesn't have. Oil has somewhat of a reaction against these news events, but it doesn't give you any really directional change or bias. And oil longs could be really decent and a safer play heading into Comex for myself. So I'll probably be watching for potential oil plays as well. Oh man, let's see here. Do I still get that oil long from 70? Fucking oil long from 70. Get out of town. Oh, what's going on here? Let's see. Gold. I feel like gold could just fucking rip here. Oh, yeah. No, Bornlom. I was going to grab a contract, but then when I realized that it was Friday, I said I changed my mind. I was going to grab some, but I missed out on it. And so I didn't scratch that itch like you did, and I regret it. But yeah.
Who had an itch?
Borlam, me and Borlam had an itch going on. We were itching ourselves because we saw oil dropping down. We wanted to grab some. Borlam actually grabbed some, but I didn't. And it would have been a nice long a few days ago. And yeah, no, that would have been a sweet entry for sure. Oh man, let's see. About 5 minutes left.
Looking for nice trading in here, man.
Oh man, I'm getting excited here. I can't look at kid in a candy store. I'm getting
emotional about money.
Oh no, I just love that. It's just exciting to trade these fucking events. I'm just getting like it's like Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, like you said. We're so excited for Christmas tomorrow, but like it's like you still have stuff to do today. Oh,
it's interesting that we're above this 40-50 level on the ES already, and I think if we get a better number, I think 40-75, 40-80, we're there in a heartbeat. If the number's less, I think 3,900. We're at 3,900 in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So it's
we're sitting well above the 200-day moving average since we opened. We started marching up here for the ES. It's at like what 40-36, I think. It's like
yeah, and that's a good point. And you got to have that on your radar as far as the market's concerned. Popping up above its 200-day. I'm just trying to get my chart set up here a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the ES 200 at 40.37. I won't. And the best thing is if you're trading, make sure again, don't trade the first move out of it.
Right.
We like to draw a Fibonacci, and then kind of go that way.
Right.
But,
yeah.
Just getting this set up here.
Okay. Oh man. Crazy. We got 4 minutes.
Wow, look at that nice little pop now.
Right? Damn, look at that. Holy shit. What were we doing? the hell, dude?
We already
What
got
the hell was that?
shenanigans
The fucking
going
ES,
on.
right? There's already you're right. There's already shenanigans going on here. What the hell?
Did you see that, like, 20-point pop?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the... Dude. Oh my god. Algos just can't contain themselves. You're right.
Algo's gone wild.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I gotta get
The
this. set up.
CPI's been leaked. Ah.
How do I continue? Come on. No, not that.
Man, I'm getting excited over here. I can't. Oh. Oh man, baby.
Of course, I'm having trouble.
We got 2 minutes left. So are you gonna share your charts?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Whew. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on to your horses. Buckle up, because we're going on a ride in 2 minutes.
All right. Let me make sure this is set up.
Strap yourselves in. Keep your hands inside the ride at all times. No, it actually hasn't. I don't mean, maybe it's been leaked to other people, but it hasn't actually been leaked. No.
Really? You never know in this market.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. We got 1 minute and 10 seconds left. You better get your shit together, Mike. Come on.
I am ready to go. I gotta make sure I got my trades.
Yeah,
ready
get your
to
hotkeys
go.
ready. Order filled.
Order filled. Order filled.
Oh
Order
my
filled.
god. 50 seconds.
All right, can you see that, Ty?
Yeah, we can. Oh, baby, let's go. Let's do this.
All right, so we gotta.
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm ready to make a bunch of money today. I'm ready to make a fuck ton of money.
All right, well, let's see. Look
Okay,
at
what the fuck's going on?
telling you, man.
Look at the-
This is some interesting front.
Holy
running
shit,
going
right?
in there.
Holy what the hell? Whoa. What's going on? Oh my god, what the hell's gold doing? Holy shit. Okay. What the hell?
Crazy, isn't it? All right, we
Whoa.
got about 10 seconds here, guys.
Oh my god. Holy shit. The dollar. Holy shit. Oh my god.
This is. Do you see the number?
Oh my god. No, dude, I'm just
This is interesting.
Oh. Oh. Holy shit, mother of. Oh. Oh my god, dude. So it came in at 7.1. Borderline right on the money, baby. Holy shit. Yeah, oh my god, dude.
Let everything kind of play out here.
Pardon my language over here, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just got so excited because it's fucking, I was long gold into this. Oh,
Are you? Yeah.
I was long gold into this. Oh my god. Holy cannoli.
So, what are you seeing? So, US CPI 0.1 versus 0.3, 7.1.
Dude, holy
Core
shit.
6% versus 6.1.
Wow.
Amazing.
I am just. This is exactly what I was expecting. The ES to rip out of a decent print, and then I think that we'll get a fucking shit tomorrow. Wow. Okay. So core came in at 0.2. CPI came in at 0.1. Wow, that came in really good. CPI came in at 0.1. Whew.
All right, so what are we seeing here? Dollar rates dropping pretty nicely. See if I can kind of fix this chart a little bit better. Coming in under 3.5. Dollar falling off my charts, Ty.
Yeah, it's well off my charts too. Dude, I am so. This is exactly what I was looking for today, and I'm so fucking pumped.
Okay, getting that retracement in here. I'm actually going to stop sharing. I'm going to share a better chart.
Baby. Wow.
I caught a little bit of that nice little run up there, so that was nice. And what's interesting, prior to the print, we went up to that 80 level.
Oh, holy shit, dude.
So did you trade, Ty?
Yeah, my God, dude. I was trading gold during this, and it fucking shot like a fucking cannon. And you know what's even better? When you're on the right side of this trade, you know how it fucking moves so fast that it slips your stops? This thing slipped my take profit a lot more than it should have, and it was great. It like pulled my take profit up with it.
Yes. I had the same thing in my ES trade.
It's great. Yeah, Mal, that's a very good question.
What's that?
Will it now be profit taking all day? I mean, we have Fed tomorrow.
Well, like I said, this almost guarantees me that Powell's going to come in and just line up the most hawkish statement that you're going to see.
100%. He's right now ripping his whole paper up.
And plus, don't forget, I mean, yesterday the JP Morgan note came out that we were going to rip 10%, 5 to 10%. So, the market doesn't do what JP Morgan says it's going to do. So, and I also talked about that. I really thought that, with the Fed being tomorrow, that would be kind of a little bit of a cap in here. So, I would definitely be careful of that. Really? Sorry, having trouble with the charts here.
Oh my God.
Nice pullback in here. Just to F people that think they're going to chase the market.
Yeah, good luck. Draw your fibs.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what we need to do is draw the Fibonacci here. And what's interesting is this 4180, I said we'd go up there in a heartbeat. It went there prior to the announcement.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to draw a Fibonacci because, I don't know where it went. It never got, I don't think it got up to 40. Did it? Yeah, it did. It got close up there because that's where my order fills are. So, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing when you put a flyer out, right? And as soon as you hit the buy button, the sell button hits with your profit.
Oh yeah, dude, that's the best.
Like, what is going on here?
Wait a second, I thought I was just long. I'm out already. What happened? It's like, went right to my take profit.
So it definitely calls into question. Does somebody know something here? It's just just crazy.
It was funny because everything was like running in front of the print pretty decently, and I'm just shocked at people. A lot of people just, I guess, front run the print, and they're like, all right, well, a lot of people made some money today, like myself.
Yeah,
I front ran that bitch too. I make the markets my bitch today. Gold is sexy.
Sexy beast.
Oh, gold's so sexy. Burn all the options premium. Yeah. If it closes red today. Oh, yeah, dude. That's yeah. Honestly, that would not shock me if we close red today. I mean, but I just think this is a massive liquidity grab. A lot of stops were triggered. A lot of things. All right, Born Llama, I'm gonna go check out that chat, see how you came up with the 7.1. Did you create that yourself? Yo. Oh. Wait, is that an app or something? Because that looks impressive. I thought you came up with that yourself. That whole spreadsheet. Interesting. That's pretty cool. You know what? I totally forgot that the market didn't even open yet. I'm sitting here thinking the fucking market just is open and we're moving, but it's only 8:30. I'm like, shit. Trueflation. I'll have to take a look at that. Oh my goodness. Well, what are you thinking, Mike? What are you looking at?
Well, we're kind of hanging at the 50% retracement level. We've kind of calmed the F down.
Yeah.
The dollar bouncing off the level I thought it would bounce off of. Let me see what I got here. I'll pull up my dollar chart that I have. Let's go to the daily chart. So I kind of have this level drawn out here. This 10 whatever level it is. So kind of bouncing off that right now. We kind of fell right into that. So you know, definitely if you look at the VIX, VIX falling, nice little fall off in the VIX. Look at this drop off. So for all of you trying to play this move in options land, you're getting effed.
Yeah.
So enjoy what you thought was a profitable trade. TNX, you know, rising back over kind of this level. If you look on the daily chart, you know, maybe this is a look below and go. So, you know, again, I'm a little cautious in here. A little cautious. Definitely a better number.
Yeah. That has. Oh my goodness. What's the VIX doing? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I showed you.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at my charts.
Yeah, so, you know, nice little trade here off of the 50% level in here. Off of this 38.2% retracement level. So Fib's working pretty good on this move.
Shit. Oh yeah, Chris. Dude, nothing fucking beats that, dude. Tell you. No, he was talking about, he was saying too bad equity platforms don't allow you to set stops, buy and sell outside of market hours because my strategy is on point. And I tell you, I don't know the last news event I fucking lost on. I've just been fucking killing every news event off this thing. It's just insane.
Right.
I guess you have to come trade on the Forex platform, Chris, on news days.
No, I don't know that this changes much.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
I mean, we got PAL tomorrow, so I'm not sure, you know, this is going to change much. I mean, I like the semiconductor index. I've been trading that over the last couple of days because with China now ramping up production and stuff, and trying to battle out the will of everything. So I definitely have been trading the chips more so than anything. But again, we got a nice little. If you bought this 50% level, you're up a nice 20 points here. So our Fibonacci strategy. So I'm just riding this trade right now. So, this is $1,000 trade.
On what, one contract?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Our strategies. We've done pretty good today. So,
Yeah, dude. Between the collar news strategy and your Fibonacci strategy, it's just like this fucking news becomes just easy to trade once you have a system.
Right. You just gotta have a system. You
All
go
right.
lighter risk. You don't go balls to the wall.
Yeah, unless you're like me. But I'm a degenerate, so
unless you're a degenerate gambler.
Exactly.
But anyhow.
I'm a degenerate gambler, so yeah, you lighter risk on news days for sure.
Yeah, but it's definitely worked out pretty well as far as how we're trading this stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So has anybody checked on Mal lately? I'm sure he is. I gave out the suicide hotline number earlier, so.
Oh my God!
And by the way, it was a great thing that I saw Bornelon post. Did you see the Eeyore picture that Bornelon posted of Mal when we have up days?
Oh my God, dude! I'm so dead. I just saw that.
Tell me that's not funny.
Oh. Oh shit, that's so funny. Dude, the dollar's still just sitting at lows, even going even farther, dude. Dollar's still tanking.
Yeah, you got rates now kind of turning back down. Look how slow the market's just churning through some orders now. Delta's kind of turned negative. So I would be taking profits in here if you took this 50% level. I'm just starting to see the deltas kind of turning a little bit. Though you do, like you said, you do have rates rolling over a little bit from the recent pop-up dollar rolling over. But I mean, if you got 20 points on this trade, this is a nice trade. What's the saying, Ty? Pigs get what? Hogs, something pigs, hogs, somebody getting slaughtered.
Pigs get slaughtered.
Hogs get fat, pigs get slaughtered.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, look how easy this is traded. So, if you weren't participating in this one, which, this is like a gamble, but this part of the trade becomes, a nice little trade. So, and that's how we do it.
That's how we do it, baby.
This is how we do it.
Thanks, Mo. It's our pleasure. Make sure to hop in on our Vant Rant podcast tomorrow. I hope to see you there.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Mo, love to see you, man. And good stuff off JT getting it off this 4,100 level.
Oh, yeah. Good shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Mal, that's it. I mean, inflation is still bad. I mean, it's coming down as you would expect, but it's still highly elevated. Highly elevated.
Oh, my goodness. See you, Mo. Have a good rest of your day, bro.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Just going through some of the numbers here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Guys, go like the video. Go like it. Go like it. Go like it. I only see 6 on there, and there's 13 of you out there. I will find you if you don't like this damn video.
We need a cigarette.
A cigarette?
It's like, you know.
I'll take a cigar.
Days. Right, cigar. You know, it's after, you know, you had one of those days.
The cigarette. I'll take a cigar and a glass of my Macallan behind me.
So now, where do we go from here? Well, I'd love to see, you know, maybe, you know, a pullback a little bit in here, please.
Yeah, right.
Freaking Bitcoin jumped 5%. Come on, man.
Oh my God. Dude. That's funny, dude. Look at that squeeze, damn. Dude, did you see that Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas?
Yeah. I guess we don't have to, you know, as he's on his tour of duty. I mean, he just did a podcast yesterday.
Yep. Now SEC is charging him for money laundering and all this other shit.
He's going to spend the rest of his life. This is a worse fraud than Bernie Madoff.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, my God.
So...
Yeah, JT. I was just talking about that actually earlier on my stream. Is that 102.5, 103 is where I wanted to see it head down to, and it's heading down. Yeah, exactly. You're right, though, JT. He'll do at least 5 years to the 5-star resort prison. Fucking all those white-collar people.
I think he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail.
Yeah, at the 5-star resort prison.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, my man. Oh, God. And the sad part is, I made so much money, but left so much money on the table. Oh, my God. That's...
you can't look back trading.
Right,
know?
Exactly.
It's all about risk management.
You think I would learn my lesson, though, on news events is not have a take profit, just leave it open. But oh well. Yeah, dude, euro's ripping against the dollar. It's just insane. So was the yen. The yen is too. What's oil doing? Oil is... Yeah, see, the oil buys would have been nice too.
Well, the other thing is, I think this definitely, you know, solidifies the 50 basis points tomorrow, which, by the way, is a big freaking number.
Yeah, it is.
Not gonna get
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, Portalum, that's what I find so ironic about it, is like gold soaring off of inflation coming down. It's just so funny.
Well, because, you know, look, again, 7.1 is a high number.
It is. It is. It's high.
Okay. It's, yeah, you know, we're getting some, you know, I'm trying to get through some of the beeswax here, but, I mean, it's a high number. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I'm trying to get through the numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would be careful chasing this move. I would not be chasing with the FOMC. I think we got a greater chance for a reversal here than we have anything. By the way, on these, it's just interesting how these Fibonacci's work. I mean, that we said it's just, we're getting nice little rejections. So this 41.42 is a level I have on my charts here, and I've taken all my lines off because I don't want to crowd it, especially during a news event. But right in here is an important area of resistance on the market. So, we're getting a nice little pullback out of this area here. So my thoughts are, I would not be like jumping in full throttle euphoria. Market's going to all-time highs, yada yada yada. That's my take. So I would be careful of that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Just because, it'd be different if the Fed wasn't tomorrow. But you got you got the main event tomorrow. So, and then, you also don't forget you got a huge rebalancing on the SPY and the NASDAQ. So you got those volume flows. That will take precedent typically over quad witching. You got options expiration. You got a lot of cross currents going on this week. So you're going to see a lot of things happening. But I just find it interesting that, the market is roaring or went up prior to the freaking good news print.
Yep.
Just amazing to me, man. Just amazing. But I think that's it for me, guys.
Yeah.
That's
it. Guys, I appreciate so much everybody's...
We'll be on tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
Feedback and everything.
And we're going to trade again tomorrow.
Oh, my God, dude. Let's see if we can top today. Tomorrow should be great. 1 o'clock, be there, be square. I'll also be on in the morning. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Have a good rest of your market open. But, all right. See you guys. Peace.